Ted is in Omaha, Nebraska. Hi, Ted. Welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call today. I really appreciate it.
Sure, man. How can we help?
Well, I own a contracting business, and we're not actually in Omaha. I'm about an hour outside Omaha, and I currently have 4 employees, and I also utilize subcontractors on some of the projects. Most of the projects we do are smaller projects. We probably do business with about 60 to 70 homeowners per year. And the last 3 years, our top line sales have been about 1 million. So we're touching a lot of people here. And in the past, I've always had a pretty clear vision of what I needed to do to grow the business, but I just feel like the last year or two have kind of stalled out, and I'm not sure what the next move should be.
What are you doing? You're contracting what?
Mostly exterior stuff like decks, fencing, siding, gutters, roofing. We do a little bit of everything, but we don't build houses or any big projects like that. It's all like smaller, maybe $15,000 to $20,000 projects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and one of the concerns, one of the areas I think I need to address, but I'm not sure if it'd be smart, is just like my 4 employees do all of the work, and currently I do all of the accounting and everything on the back end of the business, from sales to payroll to ordering to scheduling.
You run the business, they produce the product.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So I've been really struggling with the last year or two, the next step. I kind of think I need to get somebody in to kind of take over some of the stuff that I do, just so that if something were to happen where I'd have, where I'd be out of the business for a while, it would still run. But my struggle has been, even with that kind of caseload, it doesn't take up a lot of my day, and I don't think I could keep somebody busy full time. So I'm just really kind of stuck.
Yeah, you're going to have to change either your volume or your price points, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we've got is revenue that's stalled out. And logistically, you all are doing all you can do. So, in other words, you'd use the same number of man hours and maybe sub some of the work out to do larger projects or do more projects.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get your revenue top line to move because logistically, you guys are cranking all you can crank. Am I right?
I think I could crank more. It's just we're in such a rural area. I'm not sure how to get those leads in. And
okay, so you have a marketing problem then.
Yes,
or a market size problem.
Yes, yeah, it's probably a market size problem. Because like the area, we do a pretty good area, but there's just not a lot of population base. So it's not like
Okay, so you're either going to expand the area or you're going to change what you do within that area.
Yeah, I think we've expanded the area to about as big of an area as we can.
So now you're going to take on larger projects within that area then?
Something has to change, and I'm just not sure what
that's it. I mean, you got to do something to move your revenue needle, because you're doing all you can do that this marketplace, you can't get him more decks to build or fences to build.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting all you can get. You pretty well max that out, you think. You don't think there's any more.
Well,
it's not like you got a competitor that's taking 70% of the market and you only got 30%.
Correct. No, that's not the case.
No, it's probably the other way around. You probably got 80% of this market.
Yeah, well, and with us touching so many homeowners, and because we're spread out so far, because we cover an area probably about a 40-mile radius.
Yeah.
But with us touching so many homeowners, it's like word of mouth is the best marketing there is. But because we're so rural, it's not like I don't know how to go about marketing. I don't, to expand it on the marketing side. If that's something you need to get more into social media.
No, I don't think it's a marketing problem. I think you're going to have to change your offerings. I may be wrong, but I have the sense just in talking to you that you at least believe you're doing about all the fences and decks you can do in the area. I mean, I don't think there's a lot more of them to do. So you either got to expand your radius from 40 miles to 60 miles, or you've got to say, I'm going to start doing barns. I'm going to start doing remodels that are instead of $15,000, $20,000, I'm going to start taking $100,000 jobs. I got to do something on that side. I got to get a bigger, more complicated job and more profitable and higher revenue. Or I've got to expand my radius and do more volume of the existing jobs, because I don't think there's I don't think there's like 25% growth in decks and fences in the existing radius is what you've convinced me of. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think you're probably correct. I think I could probably carve out a little bit more market share there if I could figure out how to market to it.
I think it's a lot of it's not a lot of juice for the squeeze.
I think you're probably correct.
It's hard dollars to get those last few in, and I think instead and after you've done that, what are you going to do? Now you plateaued for sure after you did that. So we got to fix the plateauing issue, which means we've either got to expand the radius or we got to change the business model and kick the revenues up, one of the two. And, it may be that one of your 4 people become a foreman for more complicated and larger jobs or more distant jobs logistically, one of the two. Either one's fine with me, but you're going to have to do something. The old saying, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That won't work. And that's what you're up against, and that's what you've realized wisely. Good job, Ted. Good job, man. We appreciate you being out there. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.